Hello, I'm Dr. John Zavaro at Healthy Pets Veterinary Hospital in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We're here for the tip of the month this month, and we're going to talk about fleas. Fleas are always a big problem in the spring and summertime, and I'd like to talk about one thing in particular, and that's the life cycle. I feel like the most problems that we have with our products is the life cycle. So until we understand the life cycle, we're not going to understand what to expect from our products. There's a lot of different products, and one thing I want to say before we begin is I'm not endorsing one product over the other. Also, products change, and so we're going to find different products along the way. I change, medicine changes. This is not, nobody's backing this. This is just for your information. But when you do choose a product, make sure that you understand what part of the life cycle that it attacks, because that way you'll be able to understand what to expect from the product that you're using. If we take the flea life cycle, most clients come in and they will see a flea on their dog or lots of fleas on their dogs or cats. And this is the adult flea. The adult flea only comprises 5% of the population. The majority of the population is in the form of eggs, larvae, and also pupa. So I try to relate to the client that if they see a lot of fleas on their pet, they're definitely going to have a lot of these other things in their environment. If you think of a dog with lots of fleas on them, they're definitely going to have lots of eggs. And the eggs kind of serve, if you think about it, like a salt shaker. As the pet walks across the floor, they're going to be shaking off these little eggs as they walk along. Also, as they walk into your yard, they're going to shake these little eggs into your yard as well. So that brings up the part about the environment. A lot of times these issues with fleas are not only on the pet, but it's also in the environment where they get reinfected. The flea life cycle goes from the adult flea to the eggs, and then it will go to the larva. Once it gets to the larva stage, it can go to the pupa stage where it can live up to 6 months. This is the key in understanding the life cycle. We can get into detail and talk about days and talk about all this scientific stuff. The most important thing that we need to understand is what our products will kill and what they don't kill. And I will tell you this to date, nothing kills the pupa. And so our struggle with treating fleas is this pupa stage. If you are going to prevent fleas and you put your dog on a preventative, it will take care of the flea problem. Most of the time you won't have any issues. But if you bring a pet to me that already has a lot of fleas on it and is having a lot of problems, you are going to experience some problems with the product that you use because of this pupa stage. The point that I'm making is this. If we use a product like Frontline Plus kills adult fleas, it will kill the flea eggs, and it will kill the flea larvae. So if you bring a pet to me that has fleas on them, and I kill the adult flea, the flea eggs, and the flea larva, then what I have left is the flea pupa. The flea pupa then can live up to 6 months and reinfest each month. So the take-home message for this to clients is this. If you put Frontline on your pets the first month, the second month you may still see some fleas because they're hatching out from this larva. The third month, you may still see some fleas because they're hatching out from the larva. If you bought a 3-pack of Frontline, they come in 3-packs and 6-packs. As a client, at the third time when I used that application on my dog or cat, and I still saw fleas, I would think that I had product failure. And the first thing that I would do is throw the Frontline away, say there's Frontline resistant fleas in my house or in my yard, and I would try to reach for another product. The problem with that is these pupa can live up to 6 months. So each month out, they can still be reinfesting your dog or cat. So the take-home message that I want to tell you with these products that we use that kill parts of the life cycle is you will, if you bring a dog or cat to me, most likely still have some live fleas 6 months out. After 6 months, once you've been on this product, there should be no more pupa that are forming. And so you should be able to not have any more. You should be able to eliminate all the fleas in your house. Now, the problem is we don't live in bubbles. And so sometimes we bring fleas home. Sometimes I'll take home fleas home to my dog or cat. And sometimes we'll have wildlife in our yards, other dogs that come over and things like that. And they are also little salt shakers. And they're shaking these eggs out, which will also turn into larvae that can also stay into the pupa form. And so the take-home message that I want you to know is, if you are starting to have a problem with fleas, you have to definitely treat your animal and try to get something that takes care of all of the life cycles except the pupa form, because we still don't have that just yet. If you have fleas in your house, you're going to need to use a product. This is a nice product that we use in an aerosol can that treats the fleas in your environment, because you'll have fleas on the pet, you'll have fleas in your environment, and your environment includes your house and also your yard. So this is a nice house spray that you can use as well. And this is a yard spray that you can use on your yard to get rid of the fleas in your yard. When using yard spray, you want to make sure that you don't just walk out in the middle of your yard and just spray all out in the front of your yard and your neighbors see you spraying and everybody's happy. The problem is, most of the places where fleas are around the perimeter. It's around fences, it's under trees, and it's under your porch and in your walkways. And so if you think about wildlife, as they travel through your yard as well, they don't dart out through the middle of your yard. Usually they walk around in those areas. So you can spray the middle of your yard, but make sure that you concentrate on the perimeters and under the stairs. Same thing with your house. When you spray your house, don't spray out in the middle of the house. Spray under the rugs, spray around the rugs where the pet is sleeping, and around all the pet bedding. The other take-home message that I want to use with the topicals that we use, like Frontline and like Advantage or Advantix that you use on dogs, you want to make sure that these are applied and not washed off. If you read the labels, it talks about water, bathing, and getting wet. You have a lot of hunting dogs, you put Frontline on and things like that, and they want to be able to get them wet. Getting them wet is different than bathing them. You want to make sure that you use the proper shampoo. Allergroom is one of the shampoos that you can use. It actually says on the back that it's recommended to use with Advantage and Frontline. This does not strip the Frontline product off of the dog or cat. So you want to make sure that you are not applying a product and then in 10 days you're stripping it off, and then the fleas can come about again. The most important thing to understand from this life cycle is, if you have a problem, talk with your veterinarian and figure out, make sure that you understand this pupa stage and know that your expectations are you may still see some fleas in a few months, but we can 100% get rid of fleas in your house and in your yard and on your pet. The main key is, if we prevent this, prevention, you won't have to worry about this life cycle. Thank you so much. This tip of the month, I hope, is helpful for you and for your pets. I'm Dr. John Zavaro at Healthy Pets Veterinary Hospital in Spring Hill, Tennessee, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.